Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be painting some figures and making a small diorama. I have a new video planned after this as well. That will be a small diorama with some scratch-built parts and a nice little armored vehicle. So let's get started. We will be using some figures from this Russian anti-tank gun team by Tamiya. This kit includes a small Maxim machine gun, but unfortunately we won't be using it in this video, but maybe in a future one we'll get to use it. I get out my trusty X-Acto blades, and a wire cutter. I use this to snip them out of the sprue, and I get started. The parts didn't quite fit together, so I did have to use a bit of putty, but it wasn't much, so it's fine. Also, as you can see on the wall section there's a good few little holes and stuff I have to fill with the putty, but it'll look fine after paints. And here's the rest of the figures put together. Also, I'm using some sandbags by Italeri. Yes, I know I'm using a bread knife to cut a bit of polystyrene, but look, in hindsight it wasn't the best idea, but in the future I'll get some foam supplies, I guess, like, you know, hot wire cutters and something like that, but for now it's a bread knife. Since the cuts were so imperfect and I just didn't want to cut any more of the foam off, I ended up just kind of smoothing it out with a lighter. Again, in hindsight, I should have just cut a new piece or something, but in the end, it looked fine. It's not the best, but I'll work with it. I used a sharp X-Acto blade and a ruler to make the little tile pattern in it.
No less than 6 to 8 ounces.
I then use a very thinned down XF63 German gray to paint the base.
I don't know what it is.
It turns out I thinned down the paint a little too much, but that was an easy fix. I lay everything out on the base to make sure that I can glue together the sandbags without any problems. I paint the wall with some shades of sand color and some brown, but I had my head in front of the camera, so yeah. Since I don't have a static grass applicator, I just pinch it between my fingers and kind of push it onto the base. I also had a whole bag full of tongue depressors, so I just kind of broke them up and made little wooden planks.
А если к нам полезет враг матерый, он будет бит повсюду и везде.
I made a little wash out of some watered down brown paint, obviously, and I just put it on the planks to make them a little, a little more better looking, I guess. Also, I used some parts from another kit, mainly just a German mess tin and a helmet. I used a hot wire to poke a little hole on one side, not the other, just to make it look like there's a bullet hole. Adds extra detail. And here's the mess tin painted. Now we get to paint the figures, but unfortunately I can only show the painting of one, as I kinda ran out of paint and had to go to the hobby store and ended up painting them off camera, but one's good enough. I know it's really hard to see, but I did paint the eyes, and now I'm gonna paint the skin tones. I promise I'll get a better camera next time. I mixed a pink color out of some red and skin tone just to make it so I can paint the lips and the cheeks and stuff. And here are all the figures painted. I know I skipped a few steps and details, but I was just running into so many problems. I promise the next video will be a lot better, and I'll plan ahead this time. I was unprepared yet again, as I ended up using Elmer's glue wall instead of something that bonds better, like super glue or even tacky glue. It's unfortunate that I was so unprepared for this, but I did it. I make sure to cover up the really ugly foam with some cut tongue depressors, and it looked a little better. After all that work, we finally have the result. Anyway, thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe, or not. It's up to you. And watch out for the newest video.